Howdy, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today I want to do a quick initial impressions video on the Little Baby from Old Stage Forge. Now this knife was not sent to me for a video review. It was sent to me for a personal review. It's a custom knife, and the owner of the company wanted me to give him any opinions on things that he may want to change to make the knife better, basically. And I've been very impressed with this knife. I've been using it for some bushcraft tasks. I've been using it for some food prep and other things. I've really enjoyed using it. I did give him a couple hints and suggestions, but instead of doing the normal, what is this knife good for and what is this knife not good for, I think I want to talk about who this knife is good for, what recommendations I gave him to make things better, and why I like it. Firstly, I want to mention the things that I told him I would change, and that was basically just these points on the handle. You can tell that the handle is relatively square, but the edges are broken. I find it to be very comfortable, except for those points, and I think that he will change those, I have no doubt. He's a really big dude, and so this handle is designed for a really big dude's hand, but I find that it fits me very comfortably with that one caveat, and I've really enjoyed using the knife. That's the only real thing that I gave to him. I will say the sheath is not necessarily on par with my premium favorite sheath makers, like say Bear Force knives, Yellow Hawk Custom Kydex, etc. However, it shouldn't be, especially at the price. For a maker's sheath, I think it's great, and it's a sheath that I wouldn't necessarily change. So who do I think the knife is good for? Well, who do I think this knife wouldn't be good for? This knife, I don't think is good. I wouldn't recommend it to the collector. Essentially, there's two types of collectors. There is the collector of cheap, crappy fantasy knives, which this is not, and there is the collector of ultra premium knives that someone put 100 hours into making that are absolutely perfect, that are going to stay in a display case. This knife is not that. This knife is made to be beat on, it's made for the user, it's made to get out and get used. So I would recommend this knife for anybody at this point in my initial impressions, for anybody who wants a custom knife, maybe choose a couple of your handle colors, maybe just get something a little bit different. Anybody who wants an affordable custom knife that they're going to put on their belt and really get out and use. So this is 3/32 of an inch, 8670. It should be dang near indestructible. It's lightweight in the pocket. It came with multiple pocket options. So you could talk to him about how you want to carry the sheath, and he could hook that up. And it's just a fun little user. I've used this knife enough to do a full review on it, because I wanted to use it enough to tell him what I think, to give him my opinions. However, you guys know I don't like doing a full review until I've taken something the extra mile for a long time, and he asked me to beat on this thing. So we will do a full review once I've put some real hurt on this knife. I think it's going to be fantastic. 8670 is up there on my list of absolute favorite steels. I think this knife is going to fit almost every size of hand well. You've got a generous handle to blade ratio that makes for great control. You've got a nice square spine. I have lit ferrule rods off of it. You do have a tip, but you can see on this model, he drops the grind here to make it beefy. So it is a bit of a chonky boy. But what's cool is, with this thin stock thickness, you get a knife that slices well, but is still really tough. In my opinion, this knife's probably going to be dang near indestructible. I've already done some batoning with it. How much can you baton with a blade this size? I guess we'll find out. I'm going to beat on it, but just a cool, packable, versatile, tough, affordable custom knife. I think Old Stage Forge